Hello, it is the 7th of October 2010, and a lot's going on right now within the economy. I'm going to go over the Webbot November 8th to 11th predictions and how they're coming off to a decent start. That is, their first projection looks to be correct. Gold and silver, fiat money, and what it says here is gold pegged to dollar, printed and minted, than the digital standard. Before, we used to use gold, silver as a form of trade where you physically handed over so much gold or so much silver for some other product. And then they pegged it to gold, sort of like a gold standard, where when you went to a gold standard, then you pegged it to gold. Then they could start printing the money on pieces of paper, of course the coins, and now all they do is push a bunch of buttons. I don't know about you, but that does not seem like a high quality money standard. These are the things that you're working your 9-to-5 jobs to earn. Sort of like gift certificates to buy your food, to buy your energy. Yeah, that's how this world is going. Let's start off with this November 8th to 11th prediction. And they've gotten off to a good start. I'm going to go over what I have here on the Webbot prediction. This is our August prediction. And it says, by the time that the longer-term data sets forecast linguistics will begin to merge in early to mid-December 2010, the static or beginning view of model space suggests that the great crash of the American financial empire will have occurred. That's only 2 months now to get to the early mid-December term time frame. That's 2 months or about 60 days, 8 or 9 business weeks. Not much time, but enough time where things can radically change. We've seen 8-9 week periods where a lot of stuff goes down. Okay. This is to say that the longer term data sets begin in December 2010, but do so against the initial starting state in which the last of the short-term data left model space, the beginning state forecast linguistics within the market entity, starts off, this is big, starts off with gold and silver having had something of an escalator, rapid steps up relative to the currencies of the planet due to paper debt systems becoming unsustainable. Okay. They said to start off this run, it would be gold and silver having that of escalator ride, rapid steps higher. That's the pattern I would, if you give a picture, a name of a picture to the way something looks on a chart. We've heard head and shoulders pattern, a cup and handle formation. And I'm even talking about this bowl shape within the silver market. But this would give an escalator ride, that it would be a name. It looks like an escalator ride the way gold and silver have been going up over the last couple of months or so. So that's interesting that this is coming into play right now. But this is only the start. That's what it says. It starts off with. That's the beginning state, is that of gold and silver having had this escalator ride higher. Okay, moving on. The unstable paper debt systems. Language suggests that before the American elections of November, there had been at least three unhinging episodes which had produced the retching, puking, nausea forecast in previous shape reports. These episodes of fiscal gastric distress, according to the initial state of the market's entity, had resulted in the unhinging of the precious metals, mostly gold and silver, but others as well. from the paper chains that had previously provided leverage and control over the metal markets. So trying to explain this is, and the easiest term is, we start off with the big ride, we're seeing this now. But what this does look towards on my end is that this is really the beginning cycles of the next stage of the currency collapse. You can't print phantom money out of thin air and expect that it's going to have this value that humans just adore to no ends. And I say that because everyone stresses about money, they dream about, fantasize about having more, but they're doing that because they want to live, because the dollar system is tied into our living abilities. Now this November 8th to 11th date, it may not come into tuition, and it very easily may. And there could be other things that occur on similar dates, or not non-similar dates even, that over the next few months that really bring an unhinging towards the financial system. It needs it. It needs to go through this, a healthy type of correction, an economic correction, if you will. Because it's like if you're taking a lot of drugs, start taking 2, 3 pills a day. Next thing you know, you're taking 8, 9, 10. It's going to destroy your system. And we're at the point where we're taking 8, 9, 10 shots when you talk about quantitative easing. Okay, let's move on to the next point, which is the gold bubble. You're hearing that a lot, aren't we? Especially now that we've had this pullback of, like, I didn't see the exact numbers on gold, but over $20, $30 an ounce, which, considering the size of the rally, is not much of a pullback anyway. But I watched an interesting little video today. I'll put the link to it in the more information box from Fox Business, and pay close attention to the host, or the female of this panel. And it starts off when she says, "Sounds like a bubble ready to pop," and our next guest is not even close. And he had a lot of sanity when he talked about the quantitative easing 2, part 3. I guess it's going to be like a Friday the 13th sequence, part 4, 5, 6. And when they say it's done, well, it's not done, basically. We'll see. But the thing she was doing is trying to compare it to a top, sort of like the NASDAQ bubble. And it was based on there being $2 billion added extra within the gold purchases. And really, when you're talking $2 billion, that's not that big of a number. It's not, especially when there's 1,000 billion and a trillion, and 2 1,000th is just so small. But when you compare it to the NASDAQ was $54.87 on its significant bottom on October 1974. It topped in 2000 at 5,132. 100-fold increase, 10,000%, huge gains. Yet saying gold's a top now is like saying the NASDAQ was a top in 1983 when it was 328, up, what is that, 5-fold from their bottom, sort of like gold's up like 5-fold from its bottom. Therefore, if gold were to go up 100-fold higher from its 250 bottom, that's 25,000. Or close to it would be like 24,000 or something in that area. But notice in that video, if you're watching it, the time frame from 1 minute to 2 minutes. It's really important because you get a lot of facial tells from this woman, especially at the 1 minute 52 second mark, 152. And the disgust, she's either a huge gold hater, or she's, in whatever reason, she's prone to thinking this is a top. She's so convinced that it is, and she probably feels convinced, or she's a good actress, either way. And can you blame her if the producers are telling her, well, it's a top because of this and this, and they do what they can to make her believe? That's an interesting point, I think. It talks a little bit about the gambling within it. See, it's gambling when you bet gold to go higher, but it's not when you bet on the stock market. And interestingly enough, she said something that I thought was very interesting. I said interesting twice, but as far as gold increasing, she says, the gold theory works only if every currency devalues. If dollar falls and others don't, you buy foreign bonds. And it's a keyword if, because saying if the other dollars devalue is like saying if the sun rises in the morning. And I say that because the charts are there. You look at gold priced in every currency, silver priced in every currency. Every currency's inflation over the years. It's all the same. They talk about gold being up too much because of its chart. And yet look at the dollar inflationary chart. Is that not ready to be a bubble? And a dollar bubble really is what we are moving towards. So whether this November 8th to 11th prediction is correct, it's a good idea to be ready for something to occur on any potential day, because having a prophecy in advance giving you a warning, well, that's great, and having foreknowledge of something happening to help prepare is a good thing. But most of the time these things will occur out of the blue, and when you have a good supply of your food, your water, and if you can wake up every morning and say, if the currency dies today, I'm fine, or excited, either way. Take care, and have yourself a great day. Bye-bye.